Greetings, North Andover. I'm your host, Gabby Griffiths, and it's time for the latest edition of your North Andover Journal. What started as a parody of a popular beauty pageant has become a local tradition that has been in place for nearly 30 years. On March 18th at the North Andover High School, it was time for this year's edition of the Mr. North Andover pageant. Let's take a look at what happened.
Welcome to Mr. North Andover 2022. Now, this year, we were lucky enough to bring forward 9 senior teams.
And if you ask him for any techniques on how to solve a cube, he may answer you in German by accident.
Known recently for his role as Harry Grant in its production of Mamma Mia. Those who
Coop could not hurt a fly and is even referred to as a big friendly giant by others.
Your favorite guy from across the pond, and I don't mean like a chicklick, Will Fry. Will is one busy guy, a member of the high school varsity soccer team and an avid cricket player.
In fact, Matt brought massive fat heads from Staples for all of his friends in their various sports this year. This tall, young beanstalk of a man has many underlying talents that makes him the next North Andover sweetheart. Not only is Nate athletic and has the ability to chuck a 12-pound shot put almost about 50 feet.
Yes, that is the 4th grade, ladies and gentlemen. He is in it to win it. After all, you are looking at the winner of the 8th grade Music Achievement Award.
Please put your hands together and give a warm welcome to the multi-talented Aiden Butterfield.
Next up, we have Matthew Javelin Wessel. Some of you may know Matt due to his following spree on his new Javelin Instagram.
On to the main course, the steak and potatoes, the talent portion of our show.
It's a new day, it's a new life for me.
Our second runner-up is Will Fry! Our first runner-up is Matt McDevitt! It's my great pleasure to announce Mr. North Andover 2022, Nate Williams!
Funds raised from this event go towards the SOS all-night graduation party, which is put on by a group called Support Our Seniors. This tradition started in 1994, which was the inaugural year of both the party and Mr. North Andover. However, in a break with tradition, it was announced that this would be the last year the event was called Mr. North Andover. That name will be retired, and next year the event will be called the Night of the Scarlet Knight. You can see this year's pageant in its entirety on our Cam Ed channel, which is channel 99 for Comcast Xfinity viewers and channel 28 for Verizon Fios subscribers. In honor of Celebrate Diversity Month, the Merrimack Valley Black and Brown Voices will be holding a spring market featuring a variety of businesses from diverse backgrounds. Let's check it out and see what's on the agenda for Sunday, April 10th.
Hi, welcome to our Spring Market series. Our first market this month is going to be our Celebrate Diversity Market in honor of April being Celebrate Diversity Month. We originally started our markets back in 2020 because we saw a lack of diversity in the Merrimack Valley with similar events as to our markets, and we wanted to create a safe space for our vendors to be able to sell, to network, and just be able to welcome anybody into the community, especially those with diverse backgrounds. We are excited to dedicate this first market to our community and all the amazing diverse vendors that we have.
We are welcoming a variety of businesses selling items ranging from handcrafted jewelry, handcrafted soaps, coffee, baked goods, customized gifts, and so much more. We're looking forward to celebrating a diverse group of vendors with backgrounds from Guatemala, Yemen, Puerto Rico, Dominican Republic, and various countries throughout Africa. So come join us in supporting these amazing local businesses in the Merrimack Valley.
The market will be held Sunday, April 10th from 11 to 3 p.m. at the North Andover Youth Center, which is located at 33 Johnson Street in North Andover. So be sure to swing by and see all that the amazing vendors have to offer. And if you miss it, there will be another one at the North Andover Town Common on Sunday, May 22nd. At North Andover High School, all the string sports teams are preparing for their respective seasons. We recently caught up with the head coach of the baseball team and asked him about their upcoming campaign.
The warmer temperatures are on the way, and with them, a bevy of spring sports at North Andover High School. The Scarlet Knights baseball squad is looking forward to getting back into action, and so is head coach Todd Doolin.
We are very ready for some baseball, and luckily the weather's been cooperating to a degree, and we actually got out. I think we were able to practice Tuesday and Wednesday on our field last week, which is the earliest we've ever really been out here. And then we're obviously out here today for a scrimmage, so kids are happy to be outside.
After a year off due to COVID precautions, the 2021 Knights team came within one game of the state title match, losing to eventual champion St. Mary's. Coming off such success, one might wonder what the coach's expectations for the season might be.
We're going to go out there and have some fun. As long as they work hard in practice and play hard in the scrimmages and games, that's all we really ask for.
Continuing the winning tradition can be tough for a high school team due to the star players that graduate every year.
Well, we lost some great ones last year. Brendan Holland, he's playing at UMass Lowell. Brett Dunham's playing down at Northeastern. Peter Mann is playing up in New Hampshire. Trying to think who else I know. I feel like I'm missing some guys. Oh, Paul Fernandez is out at Hudson Valley, our second baseman from last year. Derek Finn is playing club baseball up at UMass Amherst. He was our shortstop last year. A lot of good players last year, and we do definitely miss them.
But Coach Doolin says many of this team's standouts are back and ready to go.
On the mound, Ryan Griffin, he threw a lot of innings for us last year. And Trevor Crosby, he's been starting since he was a freshman, has moved from third base over to shortstop this year. He's a commit at UMass Lowell, and Ryan Griffin's a commit at Northeastern. And then we have a lot of guys back. David Johnson, he was as a freshman last year, our starting center fielder, and he will be out there again this year. And left field, our DH, Nick Ankowitz, will be playing. Right field, Lynchy will be back out in right field this year. And CJ Carpentier will be again at catcher, and Andrew Perry will be at first base again this year.
We talked to the coach before an early scrimmage against Wilmington at the North Andover High School field. But when and where will the Knights' regular season start?
We open on the 7th down in Boston against BC High.
After a few games on the road, the Knights will have their home opener as they host the Middies of Dracut on Friday, April 15th.
Hear more about the Scarlet Knights sports all season long, right here on the channels of North Andover Cam. The brand new Warden Theater on the grounds of the North Andover Historical Society has already been put to great use. The theater is scheduled to host various presentations as well as movies and so much more. The Journal took a trip down to the theater to capture the latest presentation marking the 160th anniversary of the first naval battle of the ironclad ships in the United States.
Today's an exciting day. It's the 160th anniversary, just a couple days ago, of the first battle of ironclads in the United States Civil War. In 1862, March 9th, the Monitor fought against the Merrimack in Hampton Roads, Virginia, and we're commemorating that event with a presentation here of a bunch of different Warden family members, and Director Emeritus of the Monitor Center down in Virginia is zooming in. It's going to be a pretty fun night. Well, the fun North Andover connections, Brian will be presenting about it. The connection of the Worden family living here and the Worden Theater that we're having the event in. Also the Merrimack, which was the Confederate ship, the Virginia, that was rebuilt from the Merrimack that was scuttled by the Unions just a few months before, and it was reincarnated as the Merrimack, the Confederate ship that was to fight against the Monitor just a couple months later. This is a really fun type event because it really is like living history, where there are the connections to the town, you know, in this new center where we're really trying to bring community together and share with these things. And you know, there can be events like this of whatever interests of the community, and we hope that this type of event will spark that. People will come out with special interests they have and enjoy the center and the theater to run those events.
Tonight's presentation on the history of the USS Monitor and its ties to the local area is exactly what the Historical Society built this facility for. It's our interest to preserve and promote local and regional history, and we had a great opportunity with the 160th anniversary of the battle to bring in relatives of the USS Monitor's commanding officer, including one of our own board members, James Warden, to do a presentation and to talk about the ship that it fought. Although it was named the CSS Virginia, it began its life as the USS Merrimack and was built in the Boston Navy Yard. So being able to bring in these stories of national and international importance, like the first battle of the ironclads, is right up the alley of what we're doing because we're able to make so many ties to the local area. So we're real excited about tonight and glad to have the public come in and take in this great program. Tonight we have a multimedia presentation about the Battle of the Ironclads during the Civil War. This was the first ship-to-ship engagement of ironclad warships in the history of naval warfare. It took place 160 years ago last week, March 9, 1862 in Virginia. And what makes this locally relevant is we have relatives of the one of the ironclads, the USS Monitor's commanding officer, here tonight to talk about his role in the event. And also, there's a lot of other ties we'll be talking about as well.
North Andover's annual town election was held last week, and we went down to the polls to get a look at the local electoral process and gauge voter turnout. We were also in touch later that night as the final vote tallies came in. Tuesday, March 29th, North Andover held its annual candidates election, where members were elected for the North Andover School Committee. The voter turnout came to 10.68%. According to the election results released by the town clerk's office, Joseph Hicks ultimately defeated Kevin Doobie and got the open seat on the school committee. Hicks finished with 1,444 votes, while Doobie got the support of 823 North Andover residents. Both school committees have run for the committee in previous years. Their race was the only contested one in this year's town election. Additionally, Rosemary Smedili ran unopposed for Select Board, bringing in 1,716 votes, and Stephen Long running unopposed for Housing Authority, bringing in 1,729 votes. To get a look at what is happening in your town government, just take a look at North Andover CAM. We provide a lot of local coverages for local meetings and events. With this in mind, don't forget about the annual town meeting next month. If you can't make it there, watch it here. It is live on Tuesday, May 17th, starting at 7 p.m. on our GovCam channel, which is Comcast Xfinity Channel 8 and Verizon Fios Channel 26. Here at the Journal, we are always on a lookout for a great North Andover news story or even a fresh new idea for a show, feature, or segment. So if you have any exciting news or ideas, please let us know by emailing our show director, which is me, at the link below. We want to take a moment to shout out our sponsors that air the Journal every day. So if you ever find yourself hungry for a great meal, visit any of these locations and watch the Journal on their TVs as you enjoy some fine, local North Andover food. Thanks again for joining us, and from all of us here at the Journal, I'm your host, Gabby Griffiths, and thanks for watching.